A 13 on your side weather deck is sponsored by Montel Construction, your home team.
Welcome back and thanks for joining us at 6:43 this Saturday morning. I'm meteorologist Amber Twardy. Now, right now temperatures are in the upper 30s. Not too bad. This afternoon, though, only getting into the 40s, so not exactly making it very far from where we're at right now. That is colder than yesterday. 13 weather ball is blue. Cooler weather is in view as our temperatures are falling. Cooler air surging into the Midwest and even colder into tomorrow as well as Monday. This view sponsored by LaFontaine Lincoln Grand Rapids. So we're seeing some fairly quiet conditions throughout the day, mostly cloudy skies with temperatures close to 44 degrees this afternoon. Into tonight, though, that's when things really start to switch up. Rain that transitions into snowfall, getting into our early Sunday morning with temperatures falling down close to the freezing mark, if not just a little bit below it too, into our early Sunday morning. The rest of our Sunday, we're transitioning over to lake effect snow instead, with temperatures only topping out in the upper 30s. Now, with those upper 30s, I do expect that lake effect to mostly be snowfall, but I think it's going to be a wet snow and possibly still a little bit of mixing with some raindrops in there as well. So let's track all of this out, what we're expecting into tomorrow morning. Dry throughout the day, but here's what we've got on the way into this evening. Southwest Michigan, you're seeing the first of it, rainfall to start. As it makes its way further to the northeast, we'll be able to see that replaced by snowfall instead. Notice the darker colors that we're seeing in Southwest Michigan and really closer to I-94 in general than anywhere else. With that being said, that's where we expect the highest totals out of all of this. Now, this continues to make its way on through and starting to move out into Sunday morning. By Sunday late morning and early afternoon, we're seeing a slight break before lake effect is taking over. But from system snow alone into our Sunday morning, it does look like some areas, especially around and north of Grand Rapids, could see up to about an inch of very wet snowfall. Areas further south, though, where the darker colors were getting along the I-94 corridor, that's where we could see about 1 to possibly 3 inches of a wet, heavy snowfall. There's additional snow chances still into the rest of our Sunday as we transition over to lake effect, and that continues into our Monday, too. Let's check all that out, what we're expecting to see. Now, a lot of this is primarily going to be staying closer to the lakeshore because of winds that are mainly out of the north-northwest, but that northerly component is going to be holding strong into the end of the weekend and beginning of the upcoming work week. So here's what we've got into our Sunday evening. Still more snow showers that we can expect. Some of these could make their way a little bit further inland. We do start to see a bit of a break from some of that lake effect, but it's right back on its way into our Monday. Looking at that, especially hugging the lakeshore, staying mainly west of US 131 as we're getting into the rest of our Monday and staying that way into Monday evening as well. Our temperature is going to be falling down, so we're only in the 30s throughout much of our Monday as well. Definitely some chillier weather ahead of us and also those very first flakes. So in terms of the lake effect, this is where we can expect to see most of that. So this is looking all the way from now through Tuesday at 2 a.m. where we could see the greatest totals popping up, Oceana County extending into Mason County and then into Southwest Michigan. That's where those bands are going to be setting up the heaviest and the most consistently. Areas further inland not expecting nearly as much accumulation. Here's what we're seeing in terms of what it's going to feel like, though, because it's also going to be quite cold, the coldest air of the season too. Although our temperatures will still be topping out in the upper 30s for our Sunday, by the time we get to Monday, only topping out in the mid 30s and likely feeling closer to freezing. That feels like that's going to be sticking closer to freezing continues throughout our Tuesday, but already slight improvement into early Wednesday morning, with temperatures warming up after that. As far as today goes, Lakeshore zone temperatures sitting in the mid 40s. Not too much of a breeze. Northern zone staying in the lower 40s for the most part, and our southern zone temperatures in the mid 40s. Southwest Michigan seeing a winter storm watch today because of that lake effect that's going to be targeting mainly Southwest Michigan into northern Indiana. Your 13 on your side, 7-day forecast. Past the wintry weather this weekend, looking at temperatures warming back up, becoming at least a bit more seasonable into next week with breezy conditions persisting.